Hello Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to create this hand stamp greeting card. It's part of my Suite of the Month program, where if you purchase the suite of the products, in this case, it's the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite. You get a PDF that includes lots of project ideas, including the photos and video links about how to create all of the projects. So let's get started. So the first step actually is to pull out your pretty pillow box dies. So these are the two that we are interested in the die set, the actual pillow box and then the tag. Here are the rest of the dies that are included in that die set, but I opted not to use those. So grab your 12 by 12 craft paper, and you get 20 sheets in a package with plenty of space along the edge to create or cut out these additional dies or those fun little snowflake shapes or the additional 3 tags. But for my project, we're just doing a greeting card, so I just wanted the fun curvy shape of the pillow box. So you only have to line up the edge where you would fold over the pillow box to the edge of the paper and run that through your die cutting machine along with your tag. All right, and what comes out, oh, and also make sure you add this fun little embossing cutting to the top. When you run it through, you can run that through at the same time that you're cutting out your pillow box. Okay, so I didn't make sure I was completely at the edge of that pillow box die, but there is a little score mark there. So you can take your paper trimmer, or you can see it better like that, or your paper snips, and just cut along that score mark. Give it a nice finished edge. All right. So that's going to be our first layer on the Real Red card base. And I'm using the Stampin' Seal today, so if you release the Stampin' Seal at a 90-degree angle from the table and break the adhesive, it runs really smooth for the next application. All right, now I'm just eyeballing left to right, top to bottom, get that about where I want. Next, I have this strip of this pattern paper from the Gingerbread and Peppermint Designer Series paper pack. You get 4 sheets of each of the 12 designs in the pack, and I just cut a 1-inch strip off, which is about 2.5 centimeters, and it measures, it's the 6 by 6 inch size. So we're not going to go right to the edge with, well, we are, but instead of cutting off to the width of your card base, whether you're in metric or imperial, we're just going to custom cut it off. So I like the fun little multicolored mints up, and I placed it kind of towards the bottom. Let's place this one a little higher up. Again, eyeballing left to right, top to bottom, making sure I get that straight. And then I just grab my paper snips, I flip it over, and custom cut off the edge there. All right, next let's do some stamping. So I'm going to pull in my paper piercing mat, make sure I get it flat on my workstation. And the inside's got the little triple mints. So I'm using the Real Red ink pad. And usually just the weight of the block is all you need to ink the photopolymer stamps. You can see it changed a different color, and that way you know you've got all the ink you need on your stamp. And then we've got the Happy Holidays. Now there is a right and a wrong way to this tag. So the little stitching forces in through the die, and that's the right way. The wrong way, you can't see the stitching. It's not as prominent. Just like that. Right, we're done with the ink pad. I'm going to set it far away so I don't dip anything into it. And pull in my sample card again. And start with more assembly. So my inside piece is just my standard 1/6 of an 8.5 by 11 piece of basic white. If you're in the metric market, just cut your basic white into 6 equal pieces and you've got instant card liners. So the card opens with the spine to the top. And usually cards open like this, but this time we're going to open this card like this. All right, and since we've got this ruffly ribbon and the acrylic shapes, we're going to pop this up. And for that, I just grab my mini dimensionals, one on either end and one in the center. Just centering that eyeball left to right, top to bottom, making sure that it's even with the print paper. Now these little mints, I just fussy cut out of the pattern paper. There is a die for that, but I'll show you that on my other project, I fussy cut out the mittens. So it was pretty close to these shapes, so I needed to fussy cut those out and not use the dies. All right, so we can grab our liquid glue for that. And we could pop those up, but I wanted a little bit of depth. The prominent things are raised a little bit. These don't need to be as prominent. All right, next are our acrylic shapes. This is part of the suite as well. You can attach these with glue dots, but I found that if your Tombow liquid glue is almost out, now is the perfect time to finish up what's left in the tube because it holds these acrylic shapes beautifully. And you just dab a little bit of that glue everywhere. And it dries fairly quickly. And then I've got 2 little of the circle shapes at the bottom. And for those, I just did a dab of glue actually on the red cardstock. Press down a little bit just so the glue makes contact with your dot. It's coming together. It's really pretty, quick, and fun. All right, and the last thing is the Real Red mini ruffled ribbon. And we're going to try to make a small bow. This ribbon is very forgiving since it's ruffled. So if you don't like your bow, you can untie it and tie it again. And it won't look like you've been trying a few times. There. And then just grab your paper snips and cut off the tail. I like the tail to be longer on the outside or bottom and shorter on the inside, the side that's next to the loops. And just fluff it where you need it to go. And attach it with a glue dot. The perfect little accent to fill in all that space. Pretty, right? And pretty fast. I love this suite. Gingerbread and Peppermint is what it's called. So if you haven't purchased the suite from me, consider doing that. You get one of each of these items on this page, page 9 of the August to December catalog. And then if you purchase the suite from me, I will email you the PDF that has this project on it with a photo in the video link. And then there will be other projects with video assembly links as well in that PDF. All right, so make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you move on to the next video. And thanks for stamping with me. This is Super Awesome Stamper Shirley. We'll stamp with you soon. Bye.